Welcome back to Children's Church. I'm so glad to have you here with me. And all this month we've been talking about God has a plan for us. So we've been talking about people in the Bible God had a plan for. Today we're talking about a very cool lady by the name of Rahab. Now, if you've ever read through the genealogies trying to fall asleep, you'll recognize her name. She's a part of the lineage of Jesus. She's a part of the lineage of David. She's David's great-great-grandmother. But that's not where she started. Let's see where she starts. We're in the book of Joshua. We're in the chapter of 6. And we're picking up at verse 22. Joshua said to the two men who had scattered the land, "Go to the prostitute's house and bring the woman out there, and all who are with her, just as you promised her." So the young men who had scattered went and brought out Rahab, her father, mother, brothers, and all who belonged to her, and they brought her whole family and settled them outside the camp of Israel. Then they burned the city and everything in it. I jumped too far ahead. That's still about Rahab, but it's not the correct place. Okay, we're actually in chapter 2, spies sent to Jericho. Rahab starts in verse 8 of chapter 2, but I'm going to read from Joshua 2:1. Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent 2 men as spies from the acacia grove, saying, "Go and scout the land, especially Jericho." So they left, and they came there to a house of a woman named Rahab and stayed there. The king of Jericho was told, "Look, some of the Israelite men have come here tonight to investigate the land." And the king of Jericho sent word to Rahab, saying, "Bring out the men who came to you and entered your house, for they come to investigate the entire land." But the woman had taken the 2 men and hidden them. She said, "Yes, men did come to me, but I didn't know where they were from. At nightfall, when the gate was about to close, the men went out, and I don't know where they were going. Chase after them quickly, and you can catch up to them." But she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them among the stalks of flax that she had arranged on the roof. And the men were pursued along the road to the fords of Jordan. And as soon as they left to pursue them, the gate was shut. Before the men fell asleep, she went up on the roof and said, "I know the Lord has given you this land, and that the terror of you has fallen upon us, making everyone who lives in the land panicking because of you. For we have heard how the land dried up the waters of the Red Sea before you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did at Sihon and Og. 2 of the Amorite kings you completely destroyed across the Jordan. When we heard this, we lost heart. Everyone's courage failed. Because of you, for the Lord your God is God in heaven above and earth below. Now please swear to me by the Lord that you will also show kindness to my family, because I showed kindness to you. Give me a sure sign you will spare the lives of my father, mother, brothers, and sisters, and all who belong to them, and save us from death." The man answered her, "We will give our lives for yours. If you don't report our mission, we will show kindness and faithfulness to you when the Lord gives us this land." Then she let them down by a rope through the window, since she lived in a house that was built into the wall of the city. "Go to the hill country so the men pursuing you won't find you," she said. "Hide yourself there and go for 3 days until they return. Afterward, go on your way." The men said, "We will be free from this oath you made us swear, unless when we enter the land you tie this scarlet cord to the window through which you let us down. Bring your father, mother, brothers, and all your father's family into your house. If anyone goes out of the doors of your house, his blood will be on his own head, and we will be innocent. But if anyone with you in the house should be harmed, his blood will be on our heads. And if you report our mission, we are free from the oath you made us swear. Let it be as you say," she said, and sent them on her way. And after they had gone, she tied the scarlet cord to her window. I love the story of Rahab. I love stories in the Bible of women seeing trouble coming and going, "I'm going to get my family out of here." You can see it with Deborah, you can see it with Abigail, lots of people. But I love Rahab's story especially because God had a plan for Rahab. She wasn't well respected among her own people, but God's people respected what she did for them. They made her a promise and they kept it. Rahab survived. She went on to marry an Israelite, and she became part of the line of King David. And being part of the line of King David, she's also part of the line of Jesus. What a wonderful plan God had for her. Her whole family was spared because Rahab knew and understood that things were changing, and she chose to be part of God's plan instead of clinging to the way of life she knew before. She didn't cling to her life in Jericho and be swept away with the rest of the city. She chose to become part of God's plan for her. And her family didn't just survive, they prospered because of one person's choice. Rahab chose to be part of God's plan, and we can too. That's what I want you guys to remember for this week. God will always, always give you the choice of what you're going to do, and you can always choose to follow God. Even if you didn't listen the first time, you can always go back and follow his plan later. God is so, so forgiving. And I will talk to you guys again next week. Have a wonderful day.